Reflections on Lesson 107. Truth will correct all errors in my mind. Truth and error are the two voices in my mind that are as different as night and day. Truth is of a higher consciousness, of God, of love, of oneness. I can hear its voice. I can feel its presence. There is a spirit of truth in me that's gut deep. It's who I am at my core, and nothing can ever change that. I am as God created me. I am spirit, connected to the spirit of everything. That is my reality. That's the truth of me. But I do forget it sometimes. I get caught up in the world. I fall into what the ego sees, and life feels really hard when that happens. Because the only thing ego can see is error. It can't see truth. It can't see wholeness or oneness. It sees everything through a lens of separation. Because according to this course, that's what the ego is, a thought of separation, separation from God. It's every thought that's not love. And everything that's not love boils down to fear. I want to stay aware of that. So my goal for the day is actually twofold. One is to be on the lookout for errors in my mind. And the other is to welcome truth, which is always available. It's just deeper and higher than what appears on the surface. If I can remember that there's always more going on than meets the eye, then I won't be so quick to pass judgment or jump to conclusions. That's an ego thing for sure. Ego can't see past appearances, but my higher eyes can. So when I look in the mirror today, let me see myself with higher eyes. Let me look beyond this body, beyond any mistakes I've made. Let me look at other people that way too. Let me see only love or a call for love. Because at the end of the day, when all the ego stuff falls away, all that's left is love. Let me look twice at any challenge that comes up today. And remember that even though the ego always speaks first, I don't have to listen. Let me be determined to see things differently and see them higher the second time. Let me rethink my thinking and be willing to be undone. Love will undo me if I let it. That happens all the time now because I want it. I want to be undone. I want to rewrite history. I want to live from that gut deep place of truth. That's where my treasure is. It's buried underneath all the other meaningless stuff. These course lessons help me keep my eye on the prize, and that's peace. It's a peace prize, and I give it to myself every time I remember that I can see differently. Every time I say to myself, oh, I can see peace instead of this. That was Lesson 41. This course has constantly reminded me that nothing has to change out there anywhere. It's all me. And the only thing to change is the channel I'm listening to. If I want to see and hear and experience truth, I turn on the truth channel. When I listen to truth and turn my life over to the direction of my spiritual eye, wonderful things happen. Miracles happen. I can see spiritual truth, which is not at all what the world sees as truth. So I go to my Holy Spirit like a friend, like a guide or a therapist, like an alchemist, who can heal my perception, who can take my pain and turn it into purpose, who can turn everything into a lesson God would have me learn. Spirit can lead me to a place of rest, a place of peace so deep I don't ever want to come back, but I do. I come back and I bring that peace back with me. I carry it in my heart and my mind and my body. I carry it into my day, into my relationships. I carry a confidence and a trust that my spiritual eye has the ability to see truth instead of error all day long. There's a clear definition of error in this lesson. It says, errors are illusions that remain unrecognized for what they are. So let me recognize them. Let me question everything I think is true today, because illusions absolutely seem real, but they're not. There are things I think are true which have never been true. I've been wrong-minded about a lot of things. Basically, I've been wrong-minded about myself, who I am, and what I'm here to do. I think the world has given me a really skewed notion of who I am, who I'm supposed to be. But I tune that out more all the time. I realize now that I'm here for higher learning. I'm here to learn how to let go and let God. And I know that's a cliche phrase, but I don't say it lightly. I'm learning to let go of things that stand in the way of peace. The fear thoughts, the misperceptions, the mistaken identity. I let errors go and let truth into my awareness. That's a sacred practice. It's deep healing work, but it's also a gentle process. It's a natural process, like taking a breath of fresh air. There's a natural letting go and letting in. Let me be vigilant for thoughts I'm ready to let go of today. Vigilant for illusions, because when I see them for what they are, when I realize I've made them up, I stop believing in them and they disappear. Errors in my mind cannot exist without my belief in them. That's a powerful statement. That's how powerful my mind is. I can make things up and I can make them disappear. It's like I brought you into this world and I can take you out. Errors in my mind cannot exist without my belief in them. When I look at my misperceptions through the eyes of truth, the lesson says, they merely vanish, leaving not a trace by which to be remembered. My goodness, that's life-changing. That's forgiveness. That's freedom. The practice line for today's lesson says, truth will correct all errors in my mind, and I will rest in Him who is myself. I rest in my God self, myself who sees only love or a call for love. I rest in myself who knows that I am loved by a limitless love, who knows that I have an enormous capacity to love. I rest in the part of me that knows that only love is real, who sees that everything else is an illusion. Carole King has a brilliant song about that very thing. Only love is real, everything else illusion, caught up in the confusion of the way we connive at being alive, searching a line till we can define the thing that allows us to feel. Only love is real. Only love is real. Only love. And that's the truth.